Alright guys, we are back. We're going to be doing a little Magic the Gathering stream today. So I have been working on this Replicator deck, and it kind of focuses on a few cards, so I'm going to go over my deck build with everyone here. I actually just screwed something up. So that'll be my first little oopsie, but I'm not sure what I took out, but I'm actually going to add an Orator just until I figure out what I screwed up there. I don't think that was a very important card to the synergy of the deck, but for right now we have 3 Impassioned Orator, 3 Wish Claw, 4 Lotus Cobra, a Book of Exalted Deeds, Cultivate 4, Glowstone Recluse 1, 4 Scroot Swarm, 1 Necropanther, 1 Clubwarden, 1 Dridgebat, 1 Insatiable Hemophage, 1 Gem Razor, 2 Migratory Greathorns, 1 Toskai Bearer of Secrets, 1 Auspicious Starix, and Shadrix Silver Quill, and this one is Nethori Apex of Death. Then we have Liliana Death Mage, Professor Onyx, Nyxbloom Ancient, 2 Eerie Ultimatums, 1 Great Henge. We have 4 Snow-Covered Plains, 7 Snow-Covered Swamp, 1 Castle Garenberg, 7 snow-covered forests, and 4 Indatha Triomes. Now, let's get this going, and I'll show you guys how this thing synergizes, hopefully. Because it's actually been lagging out the Magic servers when I've been playing this, so it is kind of a force to be reckoned with. So I'm kind of expecting that they're going to ban the Scroots pretty soon. But I figure I might as well get a little bit of this on stream, just because it's been kind of interesting. Alright, so first we got a terrible hand, so we're going to mulligan. Alright, that looks a lot better for getting our deck rolling fast. We will keep 6, and we will go ahead and put our Planeswalker back for right now. So we'll see what colors this guy's running. So I start with my Indatha Triomes because it's going to come into play tapped, and I had nothing to do first turn anyway. Okay, he's checking out my Cobra. Return it to my hand, okay. Considering I now have 2 of them, that really didn't make much difference to me. We will go ahead and grab a swamp and a forest because we want to get the cards on the field to be able to play Eerie Ultimatum if we need to. So this guy's a blue-green combo. So he's got some interesting cards already out on the field. So we're going to go ahead and plan our mana out so it doesn't screw us up with the auto mana thing. Alright, so then that will give us 3 more mana to play with this turn. So we'll get our Migratory Greathorn out. Go ahead and mutate one of these guys. And now we can drag another land out onto the field. So I'm going to go for a Plains just because I have so few in my deck that it's kind of rare to actually draw one. So alright, now we get a little more mana, but we really have nothing to do with it, so it's just pretty much going to go to waste. Well, what does this thing do? Okay, so I have to have 8 or more cards in my graveyard before that thing can start actually doing anything but blocking. So I'm not terribly worried about it. Let's see, we do have enough mana now that we can mutate with our Dridgebat. So I think we're going to do that. We'll add black, and another black, and then we're going to cast this. And we'll go under. Oh, and he rage quit. Okay, yeah. Apparently he had a lot riding on that one card, so that was a pretty fast game. You really didn't get to see quite what this can do, so we'll run it back a few more times, see if we find somebody who will actually play it out with us. What card did we get here? Okay, I already have a few of those. So let's see here. Okay, well this person's got Chandra as their avatar, so we may be dealing with a pretty fast little red deck. We'll see what we get. Also seeing a lot of red and whites being run lately. And those can be a little difficult for this deck, depending. Nope, got white so far. Looks kind of like it might be a health gain sort of situation, so that's fine. This deck can definitely stand up to health gain, so that's not a bad thing. Alright, he's checking out that Wish Claw. Now this card is unbelievably underrated for what it can actually do. It lets you dive right into your deck and get whatever you want out of it. So it's definitely a huge... Okay, I just pulled the card that I was going to want next, so I won't use that yet. I think we will throw the Scroot Swarm, even though he could target it with a spell, since he has a lot. But I think he's going to be more worried about a different card I'm about to play. Okay, so he has an Angel out. No, we're not going to block. Okay, we just pulled 2 Cultivates, which is very bad news for him. Alright, so we're going to want a Plains and a Swamp. And we will go ahead and put the Swamp into play. So we're almost now to our magic number 6, which lets us start actually replicating Scroots. So at this point, we need to get out one of our cards that's going to help with the mutate replication here. So let's see. I almost want to do Gem Razor, but I might want to do the Reclusance. Well, not sure. Oh, new follower. Thank you guys. Awesome. R4LYAC, thank you for the follow, bro. Totally appreciate it. Alright, let's see here. What would be the most advantageous for us? We're going to go with the Migratory Greathorn, just because this is going to allow us to put more land on the field every time it mutates. So it's definitely a worthwhile card to get out there quick. So let's wait just a moment, be patient. We may have to tank just a little bit of damage from the Angel, but nothing too terrible. Now, if he does return this Wish Claw, and he is, okay, that's a big temptation for another player. And it's one of those cards where it's a double-edged sword, because what you're really doing is you're giving everyone access to the best cards in their deck. And so it's kind of a thing where it can pay off big or it can really hurt you. So you gotta kind of play it the way you want to play it. But always remember, it can turn around and bite you. Alright, so these little guys are throwaways, so we'll just kill that cat. Alright, so now he's 4/4 finally, but if he starts losing life, it'll go right back down, so it's not that big of a deal. Alright, so we have Book of Exalted Deeds. So now, the best thing we can do here is activate this ability, and then we want to go get an Impassioned Orator, because this is where all my life gain comes from in my deck. So we're going to throw him. If we had the Lotus Cobras, we'd probably be in better straits, but right now we're going to do it this way. And so now we're going to mutate our Scroot with this, and that's automatically going to put another land onto the field, so that's going to gain us a whole bunch of life. Alright, so right there, now our life is going right back up, nothing to worry about. We will attack with both these to weaken his Angel, since we don't have reach yet. Alright, so that sucker's back down to 2/2. And now he has to kill 2 cards to stop the Great Horn from replicating. Now, if I do pull another Wish Claw, I'll be pulling Orators for it, because we're at the point where the Scroot Swarm card really isn't doing anything for us if we put it on the field, so it's kind of a throwaway. So, just kind of the way this deck is set up. So, let's see here. At this point, we could use Great Henge. That can be pretty helpful, actually, to have that on the field. So I think we're going to do that. Then let's tap it immediately. And let's throw Cultivate again. So at this point, we're basically just milling all the land out of our deck, so we only draw cards that are going to help us more. Oh, yep. They're done. Okay, so they could see where this was going, but it's definitely, like I said, a pretty high-powered deck that we're working with here. Oh, we got a little new pet. Okay. So let's get going with this again and see what we can do. Now, we do have a life gain deck, too, that I've tweaked quite a bit, and a new vampire deck. I am thinking of putting together a zombie deck, because, being me, I didn't realize that you could actually use filters to uncheck what cards you had already drawn, and you can look at the cards you haven't drawn, and with your wild cards, you can actually buy the cards you want for your deck. So I actually got a few today, and tweaked a lot of different stuff. That's a pretty good starting deck, or starting hand, so we'll keep it. Let's see what we're up against here. Now, the one thing about the Orator is humans and shapeshifters cannot be mutated for some reason. I don't know what the logic is behind that, but they can't be. So, literally the only use for these guys is for the life gain aspect of it. So they're kind of a weird card, very useful to have in this deck, but they do have some downsides. So that's something to remember when you're putting one of these together, is which things can't mutate. Okay, we're looking at a life gain deck is what this guy has, which that's fine. So we're going to be doing basically the same thing, just going about it very differently. So hopefully he doesn't cast a kill card this turn. No, he's got an Orator. Alright. Okay, so now is where we make our deck ramp up fast. So we're going to go with a black and a white. Put the white on the field. And it starts. Alright, so we're almost to magic number 6 already. No attacks. See, I've gone up against this deck a lot. Now, if it gets out of hand, they can beat me, but the thing is that it really depends on what cards they get in their hand early game, because once the Scroots get out of control, there's nothing you can do. Also, another thing, when you have token creatures like this, if they don't have trample, they got nothing. It doesn't matter if he's 20/20 creature, it's just not going to go through, so it doesn't matter. Alright, so we're going to cast Cub Warden. Oh no, it threw... Oh, come on, dude. Okay, that was a bad mistake, but oh well, we all make them. Alright, so we're doing fine. I'm not really concerned. We will pull a different mutator, or sacrifice that creature and pull it out of our graveyard. Okay, that person gave up. So that makes 3 rage quits in a row. I believe I already have that card. Pretty good starting hand. Well, just for the sake of getting the orator out quick, we'll do this. Okay, we are drawing a lot of land, which is good. But the one thing missing from it is our scroots, so we'll go get those. Okay. So, alright. No attacks. We may have to tank a little bit of damage from this guy. It won't be too bad. Now he does have red, so he can have some direct damage spells. I'm not sure if this guy does or not. So we have to be a little bit careful about how we handle the Scroot Swarm. But we definitely do need to get a blocker on the field, so okay. Let's see if we can get this right this time. We'll throw the Scroot Swarm. Gain a life back. No attacks. No, that's okay. Alright, we'll throw this turn because we actually don't need that much mana. And we're not... This will be number 6 right here. So this will replicate. Okay, so we want Swamp, I think. Alright, so that gives us more replication, so now we're not going to be taking damage anymore. So we'll attack with these two guys. Start knocking his health down. That could be a little bit of an issue. I'm not too worried about it though. That wouldn't be smart, guy. Okay, this is kind of a stroke of luck right here. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna add this to this one, which is gonna dump 2 lands directly onto the battlefield and get us way ahead. Okay, so we'll do... What do we have in our hand? Okay, we're gonna do a swamp, and then a plains. Now we still can cast this. Which, as you can see, my life total has gone off the charts at this point. Now I don't... Do I have a... Yeah, I do have enough to mutate, so let's do it again. This is why this deck is so obnoxious, and I keep saying it's going to get banned, but it's not banned yet, so what are you going to do? Alright, so black. So we have way more than enough to cast Eerie Ultimatum already. We'll throw a forest. And you can already see the servers starting to lag. Oh yeah, that person's done. Well, that would have put me up to 80 health right there if I'd kept going for the rest of the turn. So I think it's pretty obvious what this thing is capable of doing, because we've just done it 4 times right in a row. So definitely this build is very viable. So we'll see how this next game plays out. There are a few decks it's weak against. Basically, my best friends when I'm playing this deck is mill decks. If you're playing a mill deck against this thing, I can pull everything right back out of my graveyard in 1 turn and just destroy you. So, alright, looks like we've got all our most important players here, so looking good on that. Okay, and this guy is playing a mill deck, which means that the most important card for us to get out next turn is going to be Wishclaw, because I want to pull Eerie Ultimatum out of my deck so he doesn't have a chance to mill it into the graveyard. So yeah, he's got 2 Ruin Crabs, so every land he tosses, there goes 6 cards. Let's watch what goes in. Alright, he didn't get Eerie Ultimatum, he got a lot of creatures though. So Eerie Ultimatum is going to become really important here. Yeah, we gotta get it out of there before we lose it. Here we go. Even though it's going to be played later, we just don't want to mess around and have him be able to get, you know, it into the grave before I can get it fired off. You know, 2 cultivates in a row, man, that's hard to stomach. Okay, and he is using a Scroot Swarm as well. Okay. So we got a pretty good challenge ahead of us right here. Alright, we'll throw that. Next turn we'll use Migratory Greathorn. Hopefully we also draw a land. We're not going to attack. We also have this card, so we can pull a lot out of our graveyard with just him. But we may throw him before we do Eerie Ultimatum and just take duplicates out. Okay, that was probably not the best idea for him, because now I can pull something else. Okay, I don't know if he's gotten all my cultivates already, so we will see. If I have cultivate, okay, he's playing almost the same deck I am, but with mill, so that's very interesting. I like seeing variants on my decks like that. It's kind of interesting. Okay, he's got a lot of stuff in there, so kind of salivating to cast Eerie Ultimatum at this point. We're going to use this to get Cultivate, if we still have one. Yes, we do. Alright, so then let's drop in our Greathorn. And then we need another swamp, actually. And forest, and then we're 1 swamp off of Eerie Ultimatum, so that should be next turn. I could attack, but I don't think I really want to, because it's not really going to get me anywhere yet. My biggest concern is running out of cards with this, but I think we'll be able to finish him pretty quickly once we pull Eerie Ultimatum out. Oh yeah, he's getting lots of my cards. One thing I could do, and it might be smart to do it this next turn, is to get out that Dridge Bat. Ooh, okay, we're down under 10. This is not great. The question is there even a swamp card in there? I guess we're gonna do this. Oh wait, we don't have enough mana to do that. Okay, let's try this. Hit a Cultivate. I know there's not a lot left in my deck. Oh no. Yep, he got all my forests. So this is one of the few ways you can actually just take somebody out. So like I said, the deck's not invincible. It's just very good. So let's see. If we attack with all, we're just going to get nowhere. So I think he's got me on this game. But good game, dude. I mean, definitely. Uncanny Wombat. Nice username. Alright, I see one way I could do something weird here, maybe. I don't know. It's going to be by the skin of my teeth if I get this. Because all he really has to do is cast one more land card, and I'm pretty much finished. Okay, so we're going to put this creature on the field here. Now what that does is it makes it so that whenever I tap something for mana, I get 3 mana from it. So I think we're going to attack with all. Because we're pretty much dead anyway, so... I don't think he's going to give up a mill crab, but we'll see. If I can get through this turn without him playing a land, I have a chance. Except that he's going to do a... Okay. I'm kind of surprised, to be perfectly honest. So, alright. Alright, so we replicate. And then now we're going to go... Okay, yes, it's giving 3 for every tapped land. So we do that. Then we can cast Eerie Ultimatum. And so we get 1 of each of these cards. You can't bring out duplicates, but you can bring out 1 of each, which is actually going to let us cast a whole lot really fast. We got Liliana, we got that thing, Bridge Bat. We're going to have like hella replication, so that's good. I will be kind of surprised if this guy doesn't rage quit. Okay, because we basically just broke the game right there in that move. So the only problem here is I don't have any cards left to draw. So I think he got me, but barely got me. Yep, yeah, no more cards. So, okay, so that was the mill deck for once actually worked against me, but still you can see the potential for pulling things out of your graveyard with that Eerie Ultimatum card, which is very OP. Definitely one you might want to put in your deck if you're looking to run a deck like this. This really isn't a bad hand per se because of the Wish Claw. We're gonna miss 1 turn of activity, but we can pull Cultivate, and then we'll have all our land colors if we don't draw them before that. Okay, here we go, another mill deck. Alright. I swear, I'm seeing more and more of them. Okay, this guy I'm going to have to get pretty aggressive with pretty quick. So, alright, we have Migratory Great Horn, which is great. And we have our Scroots in our hand already. Also, I notice he's emptying his hand pretty fast. What's he got? Standard size deck. Okay, this one's working a lot faster than the last one, which is not great. Okay, so... Alright, we have a green finally. Which we will go ahead and put our Scroot Swarm out. Because we're going to have to start getting ready to fight here a little more. Frogify. Okay, that's an interesting way of kind of negating what that can do. Oh, that mill deck is pretty nasty, I will say. Let's see. Let's do Castle Garenberg. And we're just going to throw him out there, just to kind of put this guy, stop this guy from hitting me with this little flyer here. We can always mutate it in a moment. What's going to be the most important thing here? I think the most important thing at the moment is going to be pulling another Scroot Swarm. Really not much for me to do except just kind of try to manage this guy and get to one of my kill cards to take out these mill crabs. Oh wow, okay, yeah, I should have seen that coming. Tasha's Hideous Laughter, that is like one of the most ridiculous cards for mill decks. It is so overpowered. I mean, like, just look at this, mana value 20. I mean, that could be half your deck if you're running a very efficient, streamlined deck. So it's kind of one of those things. Alright, well, say goodbye to that thing. Okay, great. Now we have the actual card we kind of need. We need 6 to mutate it, or 2. Actually, though, we can get, there's a workaround for this. So what we're going to do, we'll cast it without mutating it. And I know we're getting behind where we should have our Scroot out, but what I'm trying to do is get this to work just exactly a certain way. Ooh, do we have no cards left? Let's just get Eerie Ultimatum out, because that's probably going to be our best chance. Not really good, but let's go ahead and attack. Okay, we got 10 cards left. So at this point we have to mutate this bat and take out these Scroots. Oh yeah, we're down to 4 cards. Oh, yeah, he got me. Alright, good game, guy. See, it's funny, I said mills are my best friends, and then I get taken out twice in a row by mill decks. It just shows. Some people build them a little different, and it changes a lot. So, good game on them. Alright, so let's run it back again, see how we do. It's an alright hand, but we don't really have a lot to do early game with it, so I guess we're going to just have to hope we draw some stuff earlier. But I don't like to mulligan when I have all 3 colors in my hand or an triome. And what's good too is we are holding Eerie Ultimatum, so even if this is a mill deck, again, we already have it in our hand, so we don't have to worry too much about it. Okay, so now we're going to want to grab our Wish Claw. Just a little bit of chip damage there, nothing too bad yet. Okay. So let's cast Scroot. Drop a Forest. So then we can get that. Not really anything to do with it though, so we'll just wait. Yeah, no point in attacking right now. I mean, he'll get his 2 chip damage out of me before we hit 6. And at that point I can mutate with the Dridgebat, kill off these guys, and block the other one. Or we could kill this guy, which might be smarter. Because he's just going to sit there and make treasure tokens all day long. Now, this guy knows he has to take me out pretty quick because of what's on the field, so I'm surprised he hasn't used the Wish Claw. But, wow. Okay. Flying and Trample. Okay, that's definitely the card. Oh, and it kills everything else on the field. Interesting. What is this guy? Orcus, Prince of Undeath. Interesting. Okay. So he's got a real chance at taking me out here. Okay, so before he can do anything, we're just going to put this bat out so we can kill Orcus. And we're going to be once again kind of relying on our Eerie Ultimatum to give us what we need. So, it's really on him whether he wants to sacrifice this thing. Because next turn I can kill it with a mutation. What's he got up here? Exile creature, planeswalker, search for basic land. So one of them he could use to basically take my bat out of commission, but we are getting fairly close to being able to cast that spell, so We'll see. We have a Cultivate, and then we have Migratory Greathorn. So depending on what happens here, we'll see. Okay, he wants to do it that way. I'm fine with it. Kill that thing quick. Now he is still holding this card, so I have to watch that, because whatever I put out, he can kill it. So I may be wiser just to throw Cultivate this turn and take the 1 chip damage. Okay, so we will throw 1 white, so now we need 2 black mana to cast Eerie Ultimatum, which is what we're going to get. We'll put that on the field. Next turn, that's what we're casting, so... Oh, you might as well hit me, dude. Oh, he's got the dragon. Okay. A lot of treasure token use in his deck. Alright, so we're down to half, but we're still doing okay considering what we're holding. Alright. So then we'll cast Eerie Ultimatum. We get back Scroot, and Lotus Cobra, and our Bat. Too bad there wasn't any land in there, because it would have gotten the Scroots already replicating, so he wouldn't have a kill card on it. Oh, okay. Well, there goes everything. Oh, this thing again. What is this? So we can get... What do we need? We might as well get 1 more white on the field. Okay. And good, we got some lifelink going on now. So this does give us a chance.
Let fire rage within your heart. Surely you can handle a little pain?
Okay, so that I do not want to allow that to happen. Exile all cards from all graveyards. That's not good. Okay, so we have the stupid ghoul back. Do you really want to do that, dude? Okay, now I have another Wish Claw. Which can only mean that I want to go get Eerie Ultimatum again. Oh, there it is. Okay, so we're going to all attack at his Planeswalker. This usually gets people blocking, so we'll see what happens. because he definitely doesn't want me to have access to my graveyard one bit. Not gonna block it? Oh. Oh, that's fine. Still kills both creatures, and I still gain 3 health. Alright. Alright, so we got rid of that thing. He can kill this creature with that. I just don't know why he's waiting so long on it. And it really doesn't matter if he does, because I'll be able to bring it right back out. Okay, he exiled it. That was smarter. Oh, so he can play my exiled cards instantly. Interesting. He's not wanting to attack with his painter because I have mana untapped, so he's being pretty cagey about this, so I give this guy credit. Last few games I've had really good players, so that's actually pretty interesting. And it is good to show the flaws in a deck build like this. I mean, it's just one of those things. I mean, it's always good to know what your weaknesses are going into a game like this. Alright, so we'll bring these guys back on the field. Then we're going to cast Cultivate right off the rip. Go for Forest and a Swamp. Okay, so whatever. We're not going to use that for anything. Alright. So now we just hold steady. Okay, he's going for the Wish Claw move, which gives it back to me as well, though. Which now, if he uses them both... Okay. So he killed everything again. Alright, and we're back to that nasty little dragon. Okay.
Let's play a little game.
So this is Tybalt Cosmic Imposter. Huh. I haven't seen people run him very much. Let's see, what would be the best thing for this situation? Probably him. Yeah, it's going to be the dragon. For right now, is probably going to give us our best chance at surviving this. Just to buy a little bit of time. Okay, so we'll put him in. Because he's got 2 flyers, neither one of them can kill the dragon. He's also got double strike. Alright, he's going to get... He can go ahead and draw a card. And I'm going to put a 1/1 counter on my double strike creature. Okay, so he realized that thing was worthless and sacrificed it to pull a card. Or a couple cards. Alright. Yeah, I figured that was coming. Okay, so we're cutting it right down to the wire whether we will probably lose this one. But that's okay. When this
You can handle a little pain.
When this deck works, it absolutely wrecks, but like I said, it still needs some fine-tuning, which I will definitely be doing. Okay, yep, that's it. Good game, guy. So we're going to take just a very short little break, and we will be right back and play a little bit more Magic the Gathering, guys. Alright, we're back, and thank everybody for viewing. We're going to get back into a little bit more Magic the Gathering with my Scroop Replicator deck and see how it goes. Won a few, lost a few, which in a way I actually would rather have it that way than have the deck so overpowered that there's no challenge left to it. Because I really don't like playing decks that are no synergy whatsoever, just throw down creatures and beat the living crap out of your opponent. I mean, it works sometimes, but it's just I usually like a little more finesse to the deck. Not terrible depending on what we're up against. I guess we'll keep it and chance it, see how it goes. We do have a Lotus Cobra pretty early, so that's good. Would have preferred to have the Scroop in hand already, but we'll take what we can get. Alright. So, we can throw this guy. And we'll get an extra white mana And I think what we'll do is we'll play Pub Warden unmutated, just to get it on the field so we can start mutating. We will attack. I sometimes miss opportunities when they're wide open to attack. It's just being a little rusty on Magic, even though I've played it for years. Alright, so we'll get him mutated. Actually, wait a minute. Yeah, actually, that's fine. Under. And that gets us another land out. And we can... That's just going to be throwaway because we really can't do anything with it. We're going to attack with our Cub Warden. He can either sacrifice the creature or take this early damage. Yeah, this guy, he wants to keep. So now we know we can pretty much push him around a little bit. Okay, so we're holding both our Eerie Ultimatums, so that's actually good, and this thing. We can actually get that one off. That's pretty much a game ender right there. Okay, so this is a theme deck with us, creature. Alright. Interesting. Looks like, well, pretty much, we could no, we can't cast our bat, so we'll just cast Impassioned Orator for right now. We're not going to attack this turn. Let's just sit back and see what he does. Because he may attack with this since it has Vigilance, but I don't think he will. Okay, now that thing. Okay, now we have our Wish Claw. So we're in a little bit better shape now. And let's get out our Scroot Swarm. Then hopefully he'll use that this turn and allow us for a land grab card. Okay, so this thing... Death Touch Haze. Cannot be blocked by creatures power 2 or less. So we can take it out if we have to sacrifice Cub Warden and Impassioned Orator, but that's not too terrible, really. Would be great if he used that Wish Claw, or we pulled a Cultivate right about here. Or even happened on a Glade. Actually, I don't know if I took that out of my deck or not. I think I did. Oh well. Okay, he used it. That's exactly what we wanted to see. Only thing with Wishclaw, I think in the spirit of fairness, it would be good if it actually, like, told you what the opponent drew. Oh, I just drew Cultivate. Alright. So, we're going to want to pull him. And let's cast our Cultivate. So we need a Swamp and a... Oh, wait. What'd I do? Oh, I screwed up. Okay. We'll have to activate that next turn, but let's get something to put onto our little mutator here. Maybe, well, I think Gem Razor might be, well, or actually Glowstone Recluse might be a good one to do. Yeah, I think that's probably our best choice for a cheap mutation for our Scroot. We're not going to attack, because we're pretty deadlocked at the moment. Okay, we have a second Orator. Let's throw this. And we're going to want a black and one white. And we'll get our black down on the field. Okay, we want green. And we can throw this. And that gets a little more replication going. And now we'll pick green again. And we can throw our spider onto our screw. So that makes it 4-5 now. Alright, so we're not going to attack again because we're just now starting to pull ahead. Okay. So we have enough to cast this, so we're going to do that. Alright, so over. And we're going to kill this thing before it becomes a problem. Using that for anything right yet. Let's not attack this turn yet. Now we can cast that next turn, and that's going to let us basically cast anything we get out of our hand. So he's going to get rid of my one bat, which is understandable to say the least. The one thing this deck is kind of weak with, too, is being able to cast things out of exile. But still, I mean, everything's going to have some sort of a weakness, basically. Okay, and then we'll add one white and try to play this smart so that we can get as much out as we can. Tap black, black. We gotta get all three of these greens. And then we'll use up our 2 white mana. And actually what we're going to do is, let's cast him first. Now, this will make 3 times the mana that I want it to. So now I can just cast him. And I still have some left over. So that's absolutely great. We've pretty much got him here. He does have a few strong creatures, but he's just very, very outnumbered at this point. So we're not going to attack just yet. What is this? Oh, for this turn it costs more to cast creature spells, which really is neither here nor there for this deck. Okay. That makes things a little more interesting. I still think I could pretty much kill everything he's got. Just depending on what I'm willing to actually sacrifice. Actually, I can do just kind of keep him at bay here because none of these things have trample. Let's see here. Block those 2 like that. Now this thing we might want to take off the board just because it is kind of a problem. So let's see. What can we afford to get rid of this thing? Oh wait, isn't it that you can't block it with things that are... Oh yeah, can't block it with smaller creatures. So I'd have to get rid of that guy. Well, wait, I could... How do I want to do this? We got 3 already damage on him. Let's sacrifice a bat. And let's sacrifice a Lotus Cobra. Wait, Lotus Cobra won't. Will Lotus Cobra work? No, it won't. Okay. So he's only got 8 damage to deal out. So he's not going to be able to kill all these things. He's going to be able to kill, like, a couple. So let's just do it this way. We got this other 6-7 thing that we'll just block with this bug, because it really doesn't matter. Alright. There we go. Let's see what we're left with. Because remember, we have Eerie Ultimatum as well. Alright. So we'll cast... Ooh, wait. One sec. Oh, okay, we still have the mana multiplier. What's in the graveyard now? Cubwarden and Migratory Greathorn. It's kind of a waste, but I'm still going to do it anyway, just because, well... Yeah, I can easily cast this. It's no big deal. So we'll bring both those back onto the field, just because we could use the extra help. Let's throw Lotus Cobra. Alright, so... we're not in a terrible spot, because we also have the Eerie Ultimatum in hand. Okay, he brought that thing back out. Got up to a 9-9. When he attacks, I think the tactic's going to be to take out as many of his creatures as we can, and then just fish our stuff back out of the graveyard, because there's just really no reason to sit there and get beat up by these things. Let's see. Vigilance, Trample. This one seems almost more of a pain than the other one, so we're going to take that guy out. Let's get this guy done in. So that's 6. Do 8 damage to him, and do 6, 7, 8 to him, and then we will pull everything back out of the graveyard on our turn. I think we'll lose a couple of things, but we are getting rid of a lot of his big creatures here, which is good. That leaves him literally with 3 big creatures. Okay, so now he can make one of his creatures indestructible. Okay, so we'll cast this. And we'll get out at least most of our creatures here. Hopefully we'll pull one of our, creatures that allows you to pull things out of the grave. So, let's see here. We'll throw an extra Sprite Swarm on there. Alright, so no attacks. We're still playing defense, but is what it is at the moment. The worst part of dealing with his deck is that he has so much trample in there. Even though I have 50 life, so I could pretty much tank a turn of hits if I have to. Oh, thanks, Lucky Dog. I'm actually liking this deck. It's like, you know, even if you lose sometimes with it, still, it's just a very fun one to play. Alright, so we'll get some replication going. That way we have just a few more little extraneous blockers. Next. We're not going to attack on this one just because we're playing defense still. So this thing is now indestructible. So I have to assume he's going to attack with it every single turn. Yep. And it has trample. Actually, most of his stuff has trample. Okay. So, which things are worth trying to take out and what's worth just tanking at this point? I think we will... We're going to block that thing with him. And then... what do we have? Like 24 damage coming in? So it put us down to 30 health. I think we're going to actually have to... let's offset just a little bit. I'd like to take out one more of his creatures if I can. Which one's the bigger problem? Trample, Vigilance, Trample, Vigilance. Other creatures you control have Trample. That's where it's coming from. I didn't realize that. Okay, I see what you were up to. Alright, so we'll block this guy with these two. And he'll be able to kill one of them. Alright, so that works. Yeah, I kind of figured you'd do it that way. Okay, so we ended up in a pretty decent shape, considering. Hopefully draw either cultivate or a land of some sort. Or even something just to mutate our migratory greathorn would be fine too. Or one of our Scroots. Okay, got a land. We're still playing defense, so just take it slow and easy with this so that we can get rid of some of these other creatures. Now this is the thing that can't be blocked by anything less than 2, so that's not good. Okay. Now our Scroots are what's keeping our life going, so we really don't want to lose those. That thing is invincible, so there's no point in even messing with it. So I'm going to say, let's see. So that guy's 9/9. Yeah, we want this thing off the field big time. That's just bad news, and so we can also block this thing with just one Scroot. Oh yeah, and those guys have Vigilance. Okay, now he's in trouble. Okay, so we'll go with a black and green. So at this point, there's no reason to block. Okay, and we'll take the green mana, I guess, and we'll throw one more. Now he's dead next turn. So, that's that. Just one Orator out, too, and it does this to your life gain. It's just ridiculous. So with 81 life, taking 20 some damage means nothing. So we'll attack with everything except those two. So unless he has a board wipe card, this is pretty much over. I mean, I will admit the guy has a very good deck. Just there's only so much you can do with some of the stuff if the deck I'm running falls right, so... Okay, so, let's see. Alright, so neither of these things have trample, so we'll just block each one of those with one Scroot. We'll take our 16 damage. I guess we'll pull Liliana for whatever reason. I guess we can bring something back from the grave. What do we want? I think that thing. Don't think I can cast it this turn. Alright, we'll attack with all. Good game, guy. Now, if he had lifelink on this thing, that would have been really nasty to deal with. Good game. Now, what do we get? Okay, I already have that. Okay, we'll run this back one more time at least. Try to keep my Magic videos right around an hour and a half if you're viewing these. Probably start doing this a little more since I've been playing Magic at night a lot. So I may do some nighttime streams of Magic as well. I also want to get a little bit of PUBG in today. Just because I haven't played. I had some in real life stuff going on. My older dog actually died just a couple days ago. It's just been a rough week. So Lucky's fine, but I did have an older English Bull Terrier, Lily, and that's been kind of rough, and just some other stuff going on. So is what it is, guys. So alright, we'll mulligan. Okay, we'll just keep that actually and get rid of that. Alright. At least we have our Wish Claw, so that keeps us pretty safe for not getting landlocked. Where's this guy? Interesting. Okay, that's the tentacle thing. So he has two pretty good cards on the field already. Not exactly what I wanted to get out on the field. I think I will... Well, we're going to have to do something here, so I'm thinking what would be the best move. Should we pull Orator, wait one more turn, and then use Wish Claw if we don't get a land? That's kind of what I'm thinking we're going to do. Interesting. Okay, of course we're not going to pull land. Okay, so we'll activate ability. Cultivate really isn't going to help much here, so I think we'll go with the Triome just to get some creatures out on the field. Hopefully we hit a land next turn. We're not going to attack. I think we're probably far enough behind that we're not going to catch this guy, so... Yeah, we're definitely too far back to catch this guy. Now this thing. Nadir Kraken. Interesting card. Might work well in like a blue-green deck or something. Alright, so now we have the problem that we really can't... Well, there is a way to catch up. We cast the bat. We're going to sacrifice Orator. Well, no, we're not, because it has flying now. Great. Alright, so we're going to have to kill this thing, so if we can tank one more turn, we can use Migratory Greathorn to mutate that and kill it.
It takes impressive knowledge to be a temporal archmage.
Alright. Okay, so we're gonna have to take that hit for 6. Okay, so we now do have a Screw Swarm as well, but we definitely have to get this thing off the field. So we're just gonna do it like this. Yep, that goes bye-bye. Okay, so then we're going to get probably a swamp, I would think. And then that thing goes away. We only got 3 tentacles out, so I can block most of the damage. Now he phased my creature. So he could win this round. It's all going to depend on how smart he plays this right here. Okay. Actually, he probably should not have done that. Let's see. We're going to throw out Screw Swarm. We're going to go ahead and get our Cultivate out and see if we can't play some catch up here and maybe survive. Alright, so we're going to go with no attacks. so he changed into that. And we have another Kraken. Alright. Wonderful. But we do have some decent options here, so what we're going to do is we're going to go like this. We're going to put that over. Now we can murder this Kraken, and then we can put 2 lands into play, which is going to help us out greatly to be able to replicate our Scroots and gain a little bit of life here. I think we should do another white. Alright, so now there it goes. We're getting lots of life. And we can... Actually, let's see here. We can throw another Orator. So we have a second one, and then we will replicate again. Alright, so we're actually doing pretty good now. We brought ourselves back from a pretty big deficit, but we're doing okay. So now, let's see. Okay. So that thing is hexproof. Let's see. Can't kill it. We could replicate... Well, this is going to be our best move, probably right here, if I think about it. Let's put that over. Okay, so now I can destroy any of his enchantments. What does he have here? Bag of Holding, Ominous Sea. This thing is going to be the thing that really needs to go the most. Okay, and he rage quit. Yep, so that is my Replicator deck. I will open it up one more time for you guys if you're viewing now or after the stream so you can see what my card list is. Because I think we had some pretty good success with it today, and kind of a weird little deck, but see, I've made these recently. They've been, they perform pretty good, not technically as good as this one. So once again, this consists of 3 Impassioned Orators, 3 Wishclaw Talisman, 4 Lotus Cobra, 1 Book of Exalted Deeds. That card, I actually have never really put it to use and may take it out of the deck. There's 4 Cultivates, 1 Glowstone Recluse, 4 Scroot Swarm, 1 Necropanther, 1 Cub Warden, 1 Dridgebat, 1 Insatiable Hemophage, 1 Gymrazzer, 2 Migratory Greathorn, 1 Toast-Guide Bearer of Secrets, 1 Auspicious Starix, and then we have Shadrick's Silver Quill, which is an okay card. It does some interesting things, so I think that's going to get left in there. And then we have Nethroi, Apex of Death, one of those, 1 Liliana Deathmage, 1 Professor Onyx, 1 Nyxbloom Ancient, and 2 Eerie Ultimatums, 1 The Great Henge. And then I have for land 4 Snow-Covered Plains, 7 Snow-Covered Swamp, 1 Castle Garenberg, 7 Snow-Covered Forests, and 4 Indatha Triome. And the Triome is actually really, really helpful if you're using any sort of a black, green, and white deck. It's a really good card to put in there. So, alright guys, thank you all for viewing. If you're enjoying the content, there'll be lots more like it, so feel free to leave a follow. I always give shout-outs to anyone who follows on my next stream, so look forward to that. And thank you guys for viewing, and have a great weekend. See you soon.